We are fortunate to have a professional fire department for the city of Hot Springs, and one of its many capabilities is its hazardous materials response. And with me today to discuss recent improvements to our HazMat capabilities is Ty Farris, who is the training officer for the Hot Springs Fire Department. Welcome, Ty.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us. We've got a pretty exciting topic that I know people are going to be interested in learning more about. Recently, you received some financial assistance to upgrade your HazMat capabilities. Tell us a little bit about that.
We did. Through a grant through Homeland Security, Bo Robertson, our emergency manager for the Garland County, put us onto this grant, and so we're actually going from a Type 3 HazMat team to a Type 2, which just increases our capabilities specifically for unknown chemicals. We could always detect known chemicals, but this grant is allowing us to buy equipment that we can go into any unknown situation and detect that equipment. And we received a $100,000 grant through this. And so now we're in the process of purchasing that equipment that we detailed in our list.
Of course, that sounds like a large chunk of money. What is it going to buy?
Well, 70% of that is one piece of equipment. We're buying a HazMat ID Elite, which is $70,000. But that is a very optimum piece of equipment that will allow us to take it in, and any unknown substance, solid chemical, liquid chemical, it should be able to identify that chemical for us. And then that allows us to direct our response to that situation at that point.
Well, speaking of response, you have a large response area, don't you?
We actually do. We're not just Hot Springs HazMat team. We are actually a multi-jurisdictional team that responds to Garland County and actually anything in our southwest region that is set up through the Department of Emergency Management. So anything west of I-30 and south of Hot Springs, we could possibly respond to an incident.
So that's a large area indeed.
Yes.
I know there are some advantages of concentrating all of the equipment, manpower, and resources to one fire department to be able to respond?
Yes, that does allow that we can really specify our training to one specific area. All the surrounding areas and volunteer departments are awareness or operations trained, which allows for decontamination, containment issues. But in order to identify what those chemicals are, you need a technician level response team.
Now, this gadget that you're buying that comprises most of the money that you will be receiving, is that definitely taking your operations to the next level?
Yes, like I said, the specific use for that is these unknown chemicals that we respond to. Typically, we respond to chlorine leaks or gasoline, oil. Most of those are known, but sometimes you have an unknown hazard, and that's dangerous to us, so we have to take all of our necessary safety equipment in. But now if we can identify that with this one piece of equipment, it makes it so much easier on us.
I see. So then specifically about this HazMat ID piece of equipment, is it going to take a lot of training to learn how to operate?
It'll take some, especially on the front end, and because we don't know that much about it. So we will have whoever we purchase the equipment from, they will send a representative in and train us on that specific piece of equipment. And then we'll be able to maintain that training every year once we learn it. And we can even probably send some of our own technicians to their training sites and have some specific guys that they really know that piece of equipment.
Now, speaking of equipment, you're blessed with a big trailer behind us that you use for HazMat response. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the equipment that's on board and how it helps you in an incident?
Sure. Fortunately, this came through a grant also, and as technician level response team, we were fortunate to get that. Our biggest duties in a response are isolation and then identification. We don't clean it up or anything like that. We respond to it, contain it, and then try to identify what that is so the next company that comes in will have that idea. So a lot of our equipment are suits. Depending on the chemical that's involved, we need a certain suit. We have containment, diking things, and then we have what we call overpacks, which we have to put all of our used equipment into because that has to be decontaminated. And then obviously we have a bunch of decontamination equipment, because anytime we enter the scene, we have to be totally decontaminated in that process.
I see. So you never know when a hazmat incident could occur. It could be months, it could be back-to-back incidents.
Yes, it's just like anything in the fire service or EMS. You're just waiting on that next call, and you never know what it could be.
Well, and as you can see behind us, it's ready to go.
Yes, it is.
At any time.
Yes.
Well, let's plan for another segment when you do get the new equipment, as well as the apparel that needs to be
Yes.
worn, so that everybody can see what the grant dollars will provide. Thank you so much for joining us today, and next week we'll bring you more city news.